Okay, update on precious metals. We'll do gold, silver. We'll look at GDX, and maybe we'll look at platinum as well if we have time. So starting on the gold chart, we'll just start on the daily chart for now. We know we had our top on day 29. We've had 3 days of pretty vicious declines. We're trying to reverse here. Today would be day 33. Very possible that we had a daily cycle low on Friday, so that would be day 32. And so this is possibly day one of a new daily cycle. Um, Given where we are in the weekly cycle, I suspect we are in weekly cycle decline. So this is the weekly cycle for gold. So we had this high on week 14, and we kind of had this little tease last week where it looked like we maybe were going to make a new high, and then we just kind of failed massively. Bearish engulfing candle, bearish outside candle, meaning we made a new high and then we failed down the other side. And so I would expect that we'd make either a slight undercut low of this 1753 or just slightly above it. We'll have to see. Silver is looking much worse actually. So silver, similar to gold, looks like it maybe just made a daily cycle low. It's trying to at least. Gold is green at least. Silver is not. So silver topped earlier. Silver's top was on day 26, and so it's actually been declining for like 6 days straight, almost making a new low below this half cycle low here. And the weekly chart for this thing is incredibly grim. So silver tends to have a 25 to 27 week cycle. We topped out on week 7 and we've been declining ever since. This is week 18, so we've been declining for almost 11 weeks. Similar to gold, we had this little tease here where it was like, oh, okay, maybe we're going to make a new high. Maybe. No. Rejection. This was a huge weekly rejection. And so I would expect that we're going to make a new low below this low here, so somewhere in the $21 range. I'm expecting this cycle would end around late March, early April, assuming we get a 25 to 27 week cycle as we usually do. Again, this being week 18, so maybe a little bit early to buy silver. And again, if this is a daily cycle low, we would expect a low, early high, similar to what I'm expecting for general equities, general stocks. That we're starting a new cycle, but maybe we get a high on, let's say, day 10, and then we decline for another 20, 25 days. But we'll have to see. And finally, we'll look at GDX really quickly. Um, so this is the miners ETF, similar to silver. We topped we topped around the same time. So in this case, it was day 24. We've had a pretty vicious decline, and it looks like we probably made a low on Friday. On day 30, it is. So this is probably day one of a new daily cycle. But again, as a similar theme with precious metals, probably going to be an early top. So we'll probably keep going. Maybe we make it up to 31, 32 area. I wouldn't expect us to make it past 33, but that would be your signal that this is different. We're making a new high. Um, but this is maybe good for a short trade. I wouldn't, because we're in the declining phase of the weekly cycle, and surprises come to the downside. This is the weekly cycle for silver. I'll update this. It's actually week 18. So if you'll notice, it's pretty much the same exact picture as silver. Topped out on week 7, and we've been declining ever since for the last 11 weeks. And so I would expect we're going to make a lower low below this last weekly cycle low.